On to the food. We are going to be enjoying one of my personal favorite foods. I can eat about 3 dozen of them at a time. We're going to have deviled eggs, kids. Yeah, I know. Deviled eggs are how babies are made. So I'm going to show you how to make my version of a deviled egg. It's going to be a little Dijon, some mayo, a little bit of maple syrup in there, some deep fried potato on top, because why not take something that's already totally unhealthy and make it worse? And then, of course, some candied peppered bacon, because bacon is magic. Sound good? Deviled eggs, yes? All right, good. A lot of people don't make them. They like to just go to the grocery store and buy them. So, there's an onion.
So is it true the egg should be a little old in order to get the shell off easily?
I actually had somebody ask me that last show, and I've never heard that in my whole life. My biggest thing is, like, you just need to cook them long enough for the shell to be able to come off. In addition to that, when you're going to peel them, especially if they're like super fresh eggs, because I have all farm fresh eggs at my house, you just want to make sure that you're like peeling them whether they're submerged in water, they're under running water. You just need something to get between the albumin and that thin layer between the albumin and the shell. So any sort of liquid, air, I don't like telling anyone to use old anything. So I'm not going to be like, you need to get some eggs, and then 6 months later, make those deviled eggs. Well, I mean, by the time those commercially grown eggs get to you, they're old. So just think about it that way. They've already been processed twice over by the time they get to you. So, I mean, if you can buy, I always tell people, buy farm fresh eggs. If there's that psychopath in your neighborhood that has like 80 chickens, and they're selling a dozen, they have a dozen, cartons of a dozen eggs, and they're selling them for $4, go to that person's house and buy the $4 carton, all right? Because the eggs that she has right here are perfect. Are they fertilized? Do you have a roux? Do you have a rooster? Okay, so they're unfertilized, so it doesn't matter. But either way, her eggs come out. They have the bloom on the outside, so it's going to keep them for like a month and a half, 2 months. You don't even have to refrigerate them if you don't want to, but Americans get skeeved, so like you're going to put them in the fridge anyways. And they're beautiful and they're fantastic, and you'll never see an egg yolk that's of a more vibrant color. And
I made egg salad once that was like school bus yellow.
yeah, it's amazing. The yolks are so beautiful, and there's fantastic nutritional value. And if you're anything like some of my friends who stop at Dunkin' Donuts at the end of the night and buy all the day-old muffins or get them for free and then crush them up and feed them to the chickens in the morning, those chickens, they eat. Do you just do crack? What do you do? Crack corn and...
My dad does everything.
Oh, so it's your dad that's a crazy person. All right.
I don't do anything.
You supervise.
Do you eat the eggs?
When they cook them for me at work.
All right. So backtracking a little bit. Cannot ask this woman. You have to ask her dad. But yeah, I have, one of my friends has a blue egg layer, so I have blue eggs in my fridge. I've been eating blue eggs for like 3 weeks. Yum. Oh. Just the blue. No, the inside of the egg, there's no difference, no. But the outside is beautiful and blue. Some of them have green and brown speckles. They're so pretty. I almost feel bad eating them, and then I'm like, no, I don't. I bring my leftover pizza there because the chickens love the pizza. Oh, they'll eat anything. They're just terrible animals. They'll eat anything. They eat chicken. They eat chicken, they eat beef, they eat pizza, they eat muffins, they eat chocolate. Oh man, you got leftover food, give it to your neighbor that has chickens. And then you get to eat those eggs and think, this egg tastes like bacon already.
Recycled food.
I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, try not to throw anything away.
Well, this isn't appetizing meal. Okay.
All right, so eggs. Normally, I always encourage people to make this with some sort of a mixer or a blender or a beater, just so that the filling itself is incredibly smooth. But in here, I like to make everything by hand so that if you don't have a mixer, you don't have a set of beaters, you can obviously make it without. That's just one, I don't know why I like to do. I don't know why I like to torture myself this way. I feel like it's a little more informative for people. Because like, for instance, my mom has one of those like super expensive $6 Sunbeam double beaters from like 1994. Still works. If you bought one today, breaks in a year. However, using one of those or any of them to make your filling as smooth as possible is the direction that you should go in. All right, so I have 3 eggs. We have a little Dijon, maple, and mayo. Now I'm using an extra heavy mayo. Extra heavy.
What's extra heavy?
Oh, it's just like... You buy regular mayo and everything will turn out just fine. Extra heavy mayonnaise is exactly what it sounds like.
Wow.
Okay.
There's more. I almost don't want to tell you. We're just you go buy the Hellmann's, you'll be fine. By the way, this is not a Miracle Whip moment, okay? I don't care what anyone says. Miracle Whip does not make a good deviled egg. Sorry. That stuff is salad dressing that's real thick, okay? We're not going to put salad dressing in here. If you love Miracle Whip, suck it up. Steal a bunch of mayonnaise packets from the local deli. And if you don't feel like buying the Hellmann's at the store because you're like, I'm not going to use it, why would I buy it? Go to your neighbor, say, can I borrow a heaping tablespoon of mayonnaise? Ask them if they have extra heavy mayo before you...
Get cocky.
Can I get some extra heavy? Give me the real thick stuff. Extra heavy mayo. If you cut the top of the gallon off and flip it over, it'll almost stay in the shape of the gallon. It's delicious, don't get me wrong. That stuff on a BLT.
It just looks nasty.
Looks nasty. It's very magical. Do lots of things with extra heavy mayo. All right, so 1 heaping tablespoon of mayo, 1 teaspoon of Dijon, and then we're putting some maple syrup in here. People are like, oh, that's what that was. That's why it tasted so good, and it didn't just taste like paprika in the Stop and Shop person's hands. Oh, look at that. It's magic. I'm in Stop and Shop all the time. Those people cringe when they see me coming.
I don't understand why now.
Stop and Shop. Actually, I thought about going to Roche Brothers yesterday, but I was like, I kind of like that grocery store. I don't really think I want to ruin it for everybody else.
The one in Manamet actually quoted you as saying, you're the reason why they're leaving.
I actually don't doubt that, but I've never been to Manamet, so I do have to doubt it.
Well, there's a reason. Good for you.
It's exit 2.
It's exit 3, 4, or 2.
Well, 3 is our exit.
What? You
Pine
wanna go
Hills.
to Pine Hills to get to Manamet?
I work at Pine Hills.
Of course you do.
Of course I do. What am I forgetting? No Worcestershire in this. I was told not to do it.
You were told not to do it.
Yes, there's somebody who works above me.
145,000 right
Has nothing to do with the finances. It's called when somebody else signs your paycheck and you're not the one signing it. You do, as you're told, in certain occasions. Sometimes it happens. Anyone in here who gets a paycheck who doesn't sign it themselves understands.
My bad.
All right, so trying to make this as smooth as possible.
You're succeeding.
Kind of.
Like, that's a lot of effort.
I know, right? If you just had the cheesy beaters, you'd already be done by now.
That's like a paste.
Tiny bit, and we're good. All right. Scrape all this down. Normally, I don't even make it to filling the eggs. I just eat it like this. I mean, look at it. It's basically like a scoop. So
It's a Frito scoop.
it is like a Frito scoop, but it's an egg. All right, so if you don't have any pastry bags at home, you can obviously kind of jerry-rig it with one of those Ziploc bags with the corner cut off. Do people judge you when you do that? Absolutely. I would judge you so hard. However, if you're not going to buy a pastry bag, that's fine. But having them at home is not a terrible investment. If you buy it at the grocery store, you're going to get like 2 for $6. If you go to Sur La Table, you're going to get 200 of them for $6. So it's your choice on how you want to do it, yeah. But if you just want to use the little plastic, little Ziploc baggie, you can do that as well. Okay. Cut the corner off, call it a day. Yummy. All right. So.
What kind of knife do you use?
So I have 2 out here right now. I have my Globals, and then I have Miyabi, which is a Japanese-style knife made by a German company. You know Henkel? Mm-hmm. It's made by the umbrella company for Henkel, which is called Zwilling. But they actually did a fantastic job. I was mildly impressed when they gave me these samples. It was like maybe almost 2 years ago before they came out on the market. And this whole room has free things in it.
What? We do?
Sponsor.
Oh, you mean
Sponsor.
for you, not for us.
Sponsor. 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 What kind of oven is that? That is a Wolf. We have Wolf and Sub-Zero in here, so all the cooktops and the cooking appliances are Wolf. All of our refrigeration is Sub-Zero, so everything here and behind me. It's expensive. You're like, notes taken, Santa will be notified. All right, so I always tell people it's not a bad idea to buy some piping tips. They're like $1.99, and they can end up in your junk drawer with like the junk drawer, yeah, with the paper clips and everything else. Me, perhaps. All right, and they're not a bad thing to have. Okay, so this one's broken.
Quality control.
Always. Yoink. For sure, and I don't have any chickens in here, so somebody has to eat them. Delicious. Mm-mm-mm. No, do you want one? Do you want an egg? I'll give you one of my eggs.
Away for free, right?
First one's free. Keep them coming back for more.
Well, we know where this is going. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh, come on.
1,000% yes.
Hello.
All right, so a little bit of chives, a little bit of candy bacon. Delicious, right? I try not to eat too much of it.
That's not the story you just told us.
No, the bacon. Not too much of the bacon.
Just the eggs. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
I eat lots of deviled eggs. Can't let those little buggers go to waste. Great source of protein, and then a pound of fat.
Keep telling yourself that. That's right.
I had a lot today. Well, because like whatever's extra, Joe just gives them to me. So I'm not going to waste them. All right, so here are the gorgeous little eggs. So cute.
How did you make the topping?
Okay, so the fried potato is just done with a spiralizer. And, or like one of the, I don't know, people are calling them zoodle machines. Please stop taking something that does a fantastic job and call it something ridiculous. So a spiralizer potato That's it. Into the deep fryer, 350, just a couple of minutes until it starts to turn golden. Take it out, salt it. That's it. So easy.
And then you just bang, that's it. Right out.
Done.
Black it, bread it, dry
Yep.
it,
So
flip it.
it'll stay curly, obviously, because you're gonna store it in water before it goes in.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna leave this in for 5 more. And then it'll go into the fryer. It'll stay curly like that, and then you just kind of take it out and put it onto like paper towels.
Right.
Yep.
Just like- yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hope you feel better.
Me too.